And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour live on YouTube. Season 24 kickoff. Major number 1 coming to you live from 222 Dutch in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. Actually, technically just right outside of Ephrata. We are down to our final 4 in the scratch and handicap. Going to be one of our major formats, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Single match. Handicap will be on the left, scratch will be on the right. Winners will move on to the finals. We'll flip-flop. Scratch will go to the left, handicap will be on the right. We are bowling on the PJBT gold pins. Today's pattern, I don't have it in front of me, but I can tell you is PJBT major pattern number 7. You can find it on our website. It played tricky. Scores were low. It only took +2 to make it to the finals in scratch. So it played tricky. We'll thank the guys down at Kegel for creating 10 new patterns for us this season to use at our majors. Looks like we are just about ready to go with player introductions. As soon as I get the signal from Tournament Director Matt, he just gave me the signal. Down to Matt we go.
Okay, bowling fans, good afternoon or good evening, and welcome to 222 Dutch Lanes for the finals of our first major and the first PJBT event of our 24th season. It is time to introduce our top 4 in each division. We will have 2 semifinal matches bowling at the same time in game 1. The winners of those semifinal matches will then bowl each other in a 1-game match for the title. Time to introduce our top 4 in each division. Starting with the scratch division, our number 4 seed from Nottingham, Maryland, Jacob Boxty.
Jacob Boxty is your number 4 seed in scratch.
Our number 3 seed from Springfield, West Virginia, Trevor Ashby.
Trevor Ashby is your number 3 seed.
In the first semifinal match, Trevor will be taking on our number 2 seed from Lancaster, PA, Drew Jaquith.
Dr. D, Drew Jaquith, your number 2 seed.
And then our tournament leader will be taking on Jacob in the semifinal. Our tournament leader at +102 for 9 games from Mount Penn, PA, Aiden Davis.
Aiden Davis is your top seed today at +102, I believe.
Finalist for tonight's PJBT. All right, now it is time to introduce our 4 handicap finalists for tonight's PJBT. Our number 4 seed from York, PA, Clay Thomas.
Clay Thomas, your number 4 seed. Aiden, take a seat or move.
Our number 3 seed from Honeybrook, PA, Ethan Anderson.
Ethan Anderson is your number 3 seed.
In the first semifinal match, Ethan will be taking on our number 2 seed from Lebanon, PA, Brian Brandt.
Brian Brandt is your number 2 seed.
And then our tournament leader taking on Clay in the first semifinal match. She went +166 for 9 games from Schuylkill, Pennsylvania, Ella Kreiser.
And your tournament leader, the only girl today at +166, Ella Kreiser. All right, so we're going to give them a little bit of warm-up time, and then we'll get started.
All right, we'll get our bowlers started with practice, and we'll begin our 2 semifinal matches.
All right, so the lanes will be on momentarily. Good turnout today. I believe we had 104 bowlers come out for our season opening tournament. Of course, the little man to the left of me didn't bowl today for some reason. Don't really know why. He's certainly good enough. Hi, he says he's 9 and averages like around 195. I don't know. You wanted to? Okay. Well, maybe next time. Let's find out who are you rooting for. Which one's your brother? Ethan. I remember talking to him earlier today. Yeah. How old is he? Oh, he's your older brother. Yeah? Can you beat him up or can he beat you up? No. Depends? Okay. Who's the better bowler? Him? Okay. Are you going to be better, though, by the time you're 10? Maybe. Oh, is he? Dad's the better bowler. Where do you guys bowl out of?
Right here.
Oh, right here. Right here. Well, they didn't have a very far drive. That's for sure. That's for sure. As always, ladies and gentlemen, our message board is live and operational. Let me know where you're watching us from today. Next week is the first of our 10 girls-only tournaments. We're coming to you from a new bowling center. Eric, I'm going to need you to move then. Yeah. Coming to you from Nellie Fox down in Chambersburg. I need you to move from there, too. And I'm going to need you to move from there, too. No, you got to be on the carpet.
I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. Let me ask Penny.
No, Matt did it.
Okay, Matt's updating them now.
Actually, Tafiq, you are not bowling this Sunday coming up because this Sunday coming up is a girls-only tournament coming to you live from Nellie Fox Bowl. We'll see you the week after at J-Lanes, though. So like I was saying, next week is the first of our 10 girls-only tournaments. First tournament is at Nellie Fox. Next Sunday morning at 10:30. We'll see you hopefully down there if you got a girl bowler. We got a record 10 girls-only tournaments this year. And with an invitational as well. So you can find out information on that on the series on our website at www.pjbtbowlingcenter.com. We also got flyers here at every tournament. So it looks like Ella will be getting 78 pins from Clay, and Ethan will be getting 29 pins from... Do you have the cards? Ethan will be getting 29 pins from Brian. So I got the pattern in front of me, and I could tell you why I played hard. It was flat from 6 to 6. So that's going to play tough. Once again, it was PJBT major pattern number 7. If you want to look it up, 1.32 to 1. So very, very difficult. We started you off hard this year. So looking at our scores, our number 1 seed, Aiden Davis, he shot 260, 219, 184, 157, 203, 199 to be at plus 22, which that was good for second. And he shot 193 with a win, 183 with a win, 212 with a win to get him to plus 102. Second, Drew Jakewith, 191, 222, 181, 288, 241, 143 to qualify first at plus 66. And he went 173 with a loss, 178 with a loss, 170 with a loss, plus 16. Qualifying third, Trevor Ashby, 157, 139, so he didn't start off too good. But then he went 207, 219, 200, 209, qualified fourth at minus 69. And shot games at 197, 175, 214, going 3-0 to get to plus 7. Jacob Boxtig is your number 4 seed. He qualified 14th, shooting 155, 181, 185, 121, 194, 227, 137 minus. Qualified 14th, but then he shot 208, 217, 224, getting 3 victories to get to plus 2 and sneaking into the finals. All right, we'll get to the handicap in a little while. Down to Matt.
Okay, Bowling fans, time to begin our semifinal matches for today's PJBT. On the stretch side, to your right, we have top seed Aiden Davis taking on number 4 seed Jacob Boxstein. In the other semifinal match, we have number 2 seed Jacob taking on number 3 seed Trevor Ashby. The winners of these 2 semifinal matches will jump over to 3 and 4 to take on each other in a 1-game match for the title. On the handicap side, to your left, we have top seed Ella Kreiser taking on number 4 seed Clay Thomas. The difference in handicap is 78 going to Ella. And then our other semifinal match, we have Brian Grant, our number 2 seed, taking on number 3 seed Ethan Anderson. Ethan getting the difference in handicap of 29. All right, bowling fans, we started with 104 bowlers today. We are down to our final 8. Let's give them a nice round of applause as they begin their semifinal competition. Good luck, everyone.
All right, off we go. We got Ella versus Clay and Aiden versus Jacob.
He has like 17 balls in the back of his car.
Brian versus Ethan.
He brought like 6
As soon as I get cleaned up, I'll come help you.
Take your time. All right, Jacob first up. He goes 10 back, lefty. Our first look at Ella. This is her first tournament. Not the kind of start you're going to want, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Aiden comes in light, leaves himself a 2-8. Clay Thomas comes in a little high, leaves himself the 3-pin. Not how you want to start. Clay misses his 2-pin, or 3-pin. Trevor Ashby struck on the scratch side. Aiden converts. Brian comes in high, leaves a 3-6, 9, 10. Once again, message board is open. First look at Ethan Anderson. Good shot, little unlucky, leaves the 6, 4-10. Brian gets 3. Drew comes in a little high, leaves himself the 6-10. Ethan was going to get 1. That's what he wants. Drew, going to need to correct that. Clay leaves the everyday 1-4. That's a better shot for Ella. She'll get 7. Clay converts the difficult 1-4. Aiden struck in the second. Jacob breaks up the split. Ella looks like she's going to make it. She does. Jacob missing in the second. Ethan will get 5. Brian taps the 4 out. Drew makes his 4-pin. Trevor on a strike, looking for a double. Comes in light. Looks like probably left at 2-8. Ella, that's a good shot on a spare. She'll get 8. Leaves herself to 6-10. We'll see if she remembers how many to move left. Clay comes in light. Leaves a makeable spare. 1-2. Definitely easier than the 1-4 washout he left last frame. Trevor converts. Ella missing her spare. Clay missing. So on the scratch side, Jacob went strike, open, strike. Aiden now up in the third. He's clean through 2, spare strike. And he leaves the 4-10. Brian misses his 10 pin. Ethan now gets 3 off the left. Clay comes in light. Leaves the 1-2-4. He's getting a lot of practice on this type of spare. Aiden does not get any. Alright, Ethan gets 5, so he's got 51 with his handicap. That's a better effort for Clay. Trevor Ashby split in the third. So as you can see, these lanes are difficult. As we were saying, if you just joined us, it's flat from 6 to 6. It's a good shot by Ella. Leaves the 5 pin. Ethan. 1, 2, 4. Drew comes in high, pays the price. 4, 6, 10. Once again, our message board is live and operational should you wish to join us. Let me know where you're watching us from. Ella will miss the 5 pin, so she owes me a drink. Ethan makes his spare. Aiden Davis struck in the 4th. Brian strikes the 4th, so he went open strike, so he likes lane 4. Needs to figure out lane 3. Ella now up in the 5th. That looks like it's going to be a good shot. All right, leaves just the 9 pin. You know, it's on these tough patterns, these low average bowlers, if they could just throw up some marks, they're hard to beat. Clay, that's a much better shot. That was his best shot so far of the match. missing her 9 pin. Ethan, that's going Jersey. Leaves the 5-9. Over on the scratch side, Drew missing a 4 pin. Jacob with a double. Trevor, he leaves a 1-4. So that's 2 1-4s we've seen now. Brian converts. Ethan, that ball's just gonna slide and slide and slide. Jacob, huge no-no. Gutter on a double. Huge no-no. Huge no-no. Clay now up in the 6th. This could be an important double for him if he could find a way. That's probably going to miss right, and he pays the price with a washout. Aiden now looking to double, playing the extreme outside line, and he Greek churches. Ella playing right down the middle. She leaves a 6-10. Clay gets 3, so he's got 84 after 6. Good shot there by Ethan. Aiden only gets 2. Ella makes the 6-10. Ethan does not make his 10 pin. Good effort, though. Brian, he's going to miss left. Gets 3 off the side on a spare. Not what you want. Brian, that's a better shot. And he gets his spare. Aiden with a strike. Good shot by Ella. Leaves a split. But, again, low average bowler gets a 7 count. She can find a way to get the 2 here. Clay comes in high, leaves a 3-6. All right, Ella does not get any, so she's got 68 after 7, 146 with her handicap. Brian throws up another strike on the board. Let's see if Ethan could match. That looks like that's going to be a good shot. And that ball just slides. He could use a little surface on that ball. Over here on the scratch side, we got a tight match between Jacob and Aiden. 2 pins separates with Jacob on top. Trevor Up by about a mark on Drew. Drew's shooting at a split, which he misses. So he's only got 60 in the sixth. Clay now up in the eighth. Oh, got a bit unlucky there, leaving the 4-pin. Could have been a strike. Probably should have been a strike. Ella will get 3. Clay misses. So now the best he could shoot now is 162. So Ella with a mark here could all but end it. She doesn't get the mark, but she gets 8. So she's only going to need 10 pins in 2 frames. That's assuming Clay strikes out. Ethan, sitting next to Ethan's brother. I think you should have told your brother to put some surface on his shoes. Definitely. Brian goes Jersey, leaves himself the 5-pin. Brian with another mark. That's 5 in a row. All right, so if Clay doesn't strike here, that match is over, and Ella will be moving on to the finals. That's 7. She makes the spare. It doesn't matter what Clay does. Well, I shouldn't necessarily say that. Ella would need technically a pin if Clay were to strike. That's a good shot by Clay, but it's not going to do anything. And Ella Kreiser will be the first one moving on to the finals. It just shows the difficulty of this pattern. Don't know what happened to Drew this game. Aiden can't catch a break.
I'll just set it up that way.
Yes. right, Ella will be moving on to the finals. Despite shooting just an 89, that's okay. Ethan with the strike. All right, on the scratch side, this match has been decided. It will be Brian going against Ella. Your brother did really good today for his first tournament. Really good. But now you got to tell him you're going to win your first tournament. All right, and Brian will be advancing with a 152-129 victory. All right, we'll turn our attention to the scratch side where Aiden is up by a pin, but Jacob is on a strike. So if he were to double, he'll take the lead. Drew is on a strike. So he could still shoot, theoretically, 159, which would force Trevor to throw up some marks. I didn't see that Aiden was a frame behind. Good shot. Good shot. So now he's up 21 going into the 10th. So now... if he could go spare strike, he would shut out his opponent. Trevor with the washout. So now if Drew could find a way to put up a strike here, he will actually be right back in this match. And he leaves a 4-pin. All right, so he's not finished technically yet. If he could spare a strikeout, he would shoot 139. If Trevor does not make this, that would force him to mark in the 10th. So he gets 3, so he's at 130. So this is a huge spare for Drew. And he makes it. So again, that's not quite over yet. Jake did not strike, so now the best he could shoot is 146. So now Aiden doesn't even have to mark. That 5th frame is going to come back to haunt him when he struck in the 3rd, struck in the 4th, when gutter 6 in the 5th, and struck in the 6th. Lost a lot of count in that frame. Aiden Davis will be moving on to the finals. You recall, he won the first 3 events last year. I think he's coming back here for a quick interview. Almost for a second, I was wondering. Jake shoots 142. Good ball there by Aiden. All right, Trevor crossing over, barely hitting the head pin, strikes, and that shuts Drew out. So it will be Aiden and Trevor. We will flip-flop for the finals. Scratch moves to 3 and 4. Handicap moves to 5 and 6. Aiden strikes out, shoots 187. What you got there? Well, where are you playing? Oh, okay.
Baseball.
Yeah, well, you know. Better than playing synchronized swimming, I guess. Yeah.
Hey there.
Drew could have used that strike in the 9th. In fact, if he got that strike in the 9th, if he strikes here, second ball in the 10th, he would win. And he left a 4-pin. Those 4 pins have been killers for him. All right, so Trevor will beat Drew 150 to 129. Again, very low scores. If you don't know the pattern, PJBT major pattern number 7, it is flat from 6 to 6. And it's only 1.32 to 1. 150, 128. All right, that's going to do it for our semifinals. We'll give out awards for our 3rd and 4th place finishers, and then we will flip-flop lanes and move on to the finals.
Semifinal matches for today's PJBT, finishing in 4th place in the scratch division, receiving a $125 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Jacob Boxty.
Jacob Boxty, 4th place today in the scratch division.
And our 3rd place finisher in the scratch division, receiving a $125 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Drew Jakewith.
Drew Jakewith. Man, how come I don't get cheers like that? How come I don't get cheers like that? Thank you.
On the handicap division side, our 4th place finisher today, receiving a $125 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Clay Thomas.
Clay Thomas, 4th place in the handicap division. Ethan Anderson, third place in the handicap division. All right, let's get ready for the finals. All right, looking at upcoming tournaments. As we talked about earlier, our next event is the first of our 10 girls-only tournaments coming to you next Sunday from Nellie Fox Bowling Center in Chambersburg, PA. With a 10:30 start time. The Sunday after regular season tournament at J Lanes in Douglasville, PA. 10:30 start time. And then the Sunday after that, Sunday, September the 18th. Major number 2 coming to you from ABC East Lanes in Harrisburg. Those are the next 3 events on our PJBT schedule. Next 3 Sundays, all with a 10:30 start time. The week after that, by the way, would be girls tournament number 2. That's on a Saturday, the first of our Saturday events. For information on our schedule, you can check out our website at www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. That's www.pjbtbowlingseries.com. Our Facebook page is the page that we use as social media that we use to get all of our information out. If you haven't joined our PJBT page yet, please do. That's PJBT Youth Information Page. That's PJBT Youth Information Page on Facebook. And if this is your first time joining us on YouTube, thank you. Where you been for the past 6 or 7 years that we've been doing this? If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button in the upper right-hand portion of the screen. And if you have your notifications turned on, you will be notified each and every time we go live on the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour. All right, so just about time to start the finals. We will be back shortly. Mr. Boyer, I would happen to agree with you there. All right, so we got to reverse some arrows, and then we'll be ready to go. Ella will be getting 47 pins from Brian. Both higher seeds have elected to have their opponents start the match. Down to Matt.
Okay, bowling fans, it is time to begin our title matches for the first event of the 24th season of the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tournament. One of these two bowlers on each side will become our first champions of the season. On the scratch side, we have top seed Aiden Davis taking on number 3 seed Trevor Ashby. Aiden has elected to have Trevor start the match on lane 3. On the handicap side, we have top seed Ella Kreiser taking on number 2 seed Brian Brandt. Ella has elected to have Brian start the match on lane 5, and the difference in handicap is 47 to Ella. All right, bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our finalists for tonight's PJBT.
All right, off we go. Like I said, the lower seeds are starting the match. I know it looks like Aiden is getting 78 pins, but trust me, he is not. Although... All right, Brian starting us off. He comes in light. Leaves the 1, 2, 4. That's makeable. Trevor. Definitely going to be a clash in styles. Trevor's crossing some boards, and if Aiden bowls... I didn't watch him warm up, but if he's going to bowl the way he did the first game, he's going to be throwing like right outside the ditch. Very contrast. They're not going to be crossing boards together. Let's put it that way. Brian made his spare. Trevor will not make his spare. Ella, starting out how she did in the first game. What do you want to be when you grow up? Baseball player. Who do you want to play for? Oh, you had me till you said that. I'm sorry. Better shot there by Ella. She gets 9. Aiden now up. Frame number 1. B comes in high. That ball really ripped once it got to the end of the pattern. It is 42 feet, by the way. Once again, our message board is operational should you wish to chime in. Solid head pin by Ella. Tournament director Matt coming into the Bowler X booth, we'll call it this week.
That's fine. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to PJBT action. We're happy to be back for season 24. Very exciting finals we have going on here. Scratch division. Both bowlers start with a 9 count in the first. I'm sure I missed it, but you probably talked about the pattern a little bit. We have 10 new patterns this year.
We do.
From Kegel, and, well, number 7 seems to play pretty hard.
It does. It's flat from 6 to 6, so it's going to play hard.
So, 42 feet today. got to keep the ball in play, and scores were at a minimum today.
Brian crossing over 1, 3, 6, 9.
10 pin for Aiden.
This could have. This could be the type of pattern you could see out at a professional tournament, actually, easily.
Yes, the scores were low today. We had only a couple bowlers plus. Matter of fact, I think it was 2 bowlers in each division were plus after game 6 of qualifying. So certainly had to keep the ball in play today. Aiden leaving a 10 pin. And he picks up a spare. Good start for him to the title match. Brant missed his spare. And he gets a 6 count, third frame. 1, 2, 5, 8. Clearly an out of bounds.
Absolutely.
This pattern.
There's definitely some out of bounds out there.
Interesting part I noticed, though, today, watching some of the bowling, though, is even if you got the ball in the middle of the lane, though, it wasn't like an over-under type reaction, meaning it didn't hook off the lane. There was a lot of hold in the middle, but you almost had to get the ball projected down the lane far enough to set it in that position. 8 count for Trevor in frame 2. And Brian picks up his spare. So after an open in the second, spares in the first and third. Ella competing in her first ever PJBT. And I'd say she did pretty well, no matter what.
Yeah, the talk around the water cooler is that she has the scuttlebutt is that she's got a coach that's been working with her.
Yes, I know. I can tell you that she has been working very hard all summer, practicing. 6 count there. She leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. Identical scoreboards on the scratch side after 2 frames. And Ella picks up her spare. So for our bowling fans out there who are watching live stream for the first time, you might notice that the pins are a little different for our major events, and our bowlers are bowling on special gold pins. The gold pins we use at all of our major events during the season. And for any of you who might wonder, the gold pins are slightly heavier than the average bowling pin, so they are a little harder to knock down. So when you're watching out there, if you see low scores today, keep in mind that they're bowling on a tough, fresh pattern, and the pins make it even harder. So that's why scores are at a minimum today. 1, 2, 4 for Trevor Ashby. He does not convert, cuts the 1, 2 off the 4, so he'll put 35 in the third on the scoreboard. Ella leaves the 5, 10 in the fourth. She'll look to get 1 here, which she does. 45 in the fourth for her. That's 92 with her handicap.
I gotta say, I'm not thrilled with the line that Trevor is playing. Way too deep. Way too deep.
Well, Aiden breaks up high, leaves the 6-10. I mean, for the right-handers, Aiden's playing almost right off the corner.
Yeah.
But now that shot, you could tell, that ball got right of target and actually hooked early.
Yeah.
So it caught the dry on the extreme outside and actually hooked early. So
Brian's doing what he needs to do. He's putting slashes up on the board.
good ball. Good ball. He does. He converts the 1, 2, 4, 7. He's got 38 in the third with a spare. Aiden not able to convert. He gets 9.
See, what I don't think the scratch bowlers are factoring in right now is the equipment that the handicap bowlers were throwing in the game that they were over there.
Sure.
They drug some oil down the lane. I could promise you that.
Yep. Especially on a fresh pattern. And now it's going to start to transition as we're in game 2. 7 count for Brian Brandt. 1-2-8. So he'll look to pick up the spare. Not able to convert. And Aiden
They don't hook back.
misses right. It does not. Does not hook back from there.
Ella now up in the 5th, working off of an open in the 4th. That's going to be a good shot. Didn't get the roll. So she's going to want to move right and try to slide the head pin over. Aiden gets 8.
44 in the 4th. So let me just point out, Trevor won his first match shooting 150. So it is going to be survival of the fittest in this match once again.
Ella gets 3.
Yep, good count for her there. 54 in the 5th. She still has a 39-pin lead halfway through the title match. I think the key for Brian to catch up to Ella is he needs to put up back-to-back spares.
Yes.
If he can put some back-to-back marks up, that would make a huge difference.
Trevor gets the break. Yeah, the problem is with Brian is he's putting marks on the board, but he's not, getting good counts.
Correct. He's had all 6s and 7 counts so far in this match. Oh, that one goes a little left to target for Ella. She gets 1. She'll try to straighten that one out.
Trevor going Jersey.
I think he meant to get the ball out further and just was not able to.
Yeah,
But he
I'd
got the
say
good
so.
break of crossing over, so right now you'll take him any way you can get him. So a double on the board for him. Ella goes 1 miss in the 6th, which may open the door a little bit for Brian here.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I was going to say that may be the frame that Ella's going to look back on and wish she could do over again. Brian takes advantage.
Yep. Gets his first strike of the match. Pretty good shot there by Aiden. That ball looked like it was right. He laid it down on the lane. Didn't loft it. Laid it down on the lane, and it looked like he really hit his mark there. Just didn't get the finish. Spare's important here. Brian steps up, following the strike, and gets a 7 count. 1-3-6. Aiden converts his spare. Trevor steps up, picks up his spare. I'm sorry, Trevor rather than Trevor, let's say Brian. Brian picks up his spare, and first time in the match, second time in the match rather, he has back-to-back marks. So the lead is down to about 20 at the moment. Ella steps up in the 7th. Lot better shot. And she leaves a 5-pin. Good shot, 9 count.
This is going to be Aiden moved inside about 3 or 4 boards. This is going to be the spare that Ella needs to make here if she wants to win.
Well, it's certainly a makeable spare. And if she misses it, she buys us drinks.
Well,
I think she's buying us drinks.
That's 2 drinks she owes us because she missed one the first game, too.
Oh, man. All right, 64 in the 7th, 111 with her handicap. Meanwhile, Aiden looking to convert his 10-pin. And he does. So he will regroup. Ella crosses to the left a little bit of her mark. Gets a 6 count. 1, 3, 5, 9. Makeable spare. If you're not watching today, or you have friends out there that are not watching, tell them to tune in. This is our title match for the first major of the PJBT season.
Did you just say if you're not watching today?
Yeah, I did. You can tell I'm a little rusty. Strike for Trevor. Big shot there. 3 in a row now. I meant if your friends are not watching, tell them to tune in.
That was great.
3 more for Ella. 73. 73 in the 8th. 120 with her handicap. Now, big shot here for Trevor. He's working on 3 in a row, and he can really put some pressure on Aiden with a 4th strike here. Brian steps up, splits on the right. 4, 6, 7. So he'll look to get 2. Trevor gets that 4th strike. So Trevor takes advantage of 2 breaks. Brant gets 1, so 107. So as we head into the foundation 9th frame, 13-pin lead for Ella Kreiser. Now Aiden almost in a must-strike situation. And he gets it. He gets his first strike of the match.
Yep. All right, 2 frames to go in the handicap. Ella up by a mark.
We are at one of our highest viewing numbers right now. If you're not watching, tell your friends to tune in. We are at almost 80 viewers at the moment. Tuning in for our end of our match here.
And Brian
Brian's,
gets
yep.
a strike in the foundation frame 9.
Big shot for him.
Let's see if Ella can match with a mark.
A little left to target. She gets 3 count. She'll try to straighten it out. Aiden comes up a little high and leaves the ever interesting 3, 4, 10. That is one of the most interesting leaves I've seen in a while. It is certainly makeable, just like a baby split. But he gets 2.
Ella spares.
So Aiden will put 111 on in the 8th. And Ella gets her spare. So we start the 10th frame. Ella with theoretically a 3-pin lead. As she's working the spare, Brian working the strike.
If Ella could shock the world and double 8, she shuts him out. That would shock the world.
I would say so.
That would make her coach really happy, whoever that is.
Same guy who's going to interview her. 9 count for Trevor as he crosses over. Key for Trevor now to fill frames.
That's a good ball for
Pretty
Ella.
good shot. She gets 9 and a wiggle.
Oh, that's.
9 and a wiggle.
I have a feeling if we had the regular pins in there,
That might have fell.
that might have fell.
Yes. But still makeable spare.
If she can make this, so she's gonna want to make this.
Yes, make it and get a 9 count.
Yes.
That would put her at 148. Ashby covers his spare.
So let's see if she remembers to move a little left. She is moving left. I can see her counting the boards.
Looks like a pretty good shot.
And she makes
She makes
it.
the spare. So she'll have the fill ball now in the 10th.
So if she could get 9 here, that would force Brian to double.
Yes, that is correct. So this is a big shot. Want to get good count here.
She backs off the approach.
Ashby, just to keep up with the scratch side, they've entered the foundation 9th, and the match is pretty much wrapped up for Trevor. He's going to win our first major scratch of the year.
That's a good shot.
She gets
That's
8. She'll
That's-
finish with 110 and 157. That will force him to double.
Double, yeah.
He won't have to double in the 10th. So Brian will have to step up and get 2 strikes to take down Ella.
And it's on its way. It's a pretty good shot. And he carries Jersey.
Gets the strike. So now he needs the second one. The second strike is the key,
And a pin.
because if he goes 9 miss, then he would be at 156 and he'd lose by a pin.
Well, even if he goes 9 spare, he's got 156 and loses by a pin.
Correct.
He
I'm
needs the
sorry.
strike.
Right. Must have this one
That's a
first
good
strike.
shot.
And
Ooh, and he
gets
did it. Wow. Talk about
What a shot.
clutch.
That's really clutch.
10th frame bowling.
Yep. He needs 2 pins. He needs. So pretty much Brian now has to keep the ball in the lane. The clutch 3 strikes in the 10th is going to give him the title. He goes 2 strikes 8 and he will
165.
take it home. 165.
That's some great
157.
10th frame bowling. Both bowlers showed up in the 9th and 10th.
Yeah, that was a great finish. And then on the scratch side, Trevor Ashby locks out Aiden in the title match. So Trevor Ashby will take home our scratch division title for today's PJBT. To 128, our final score on the scratch side. All right, we'll return with awards in just a moment.
Oh, all right. It's Trevor Ashby winning 196, 128. And Brian Brandt, 165, 157 over Ella Kreiser. All right, so we'll give out some awards, and then we will interview our victors. And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our first PJBT of season 24 here at 222 Dutch Lanes in effort of PA, sponsored by Lane Taylor's Pro Shop today. Our runner-up finisher in the scratch division, receiving a $200 scholarship certificate and award goes to Aiden Davis.
Aiden Davis, second place in the scratch division.
And our runner-up finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $200 scholarship certificate and award goes to Ella Kreiser.
Ella Kreiser, second place in the handicap division, $200 scholarship.
And our winners for today in the scratch division, receiving a $300 scholarship certificate and the first place class bowling pin for a major title goes to Trevor Ashby.
Trevor Ashby, your champion today in the scratch division.
And our winner in the handicap division with a clutch double in the 10th frame to win a $300 scholarship certificate and the first place class bowling pin goes to Brian Brandt.
Brian Brandt, your champion today in the handicap division.
All right, we'll get a picture with our winners and then we'll send them back for final interviews. Make sure you stay tuned on our YouTube page.
Okay.
Don't forget to join us 2 weeks from today on Sunday, September 11th. That will be our next PJBT. We'll be at J Lanes in Douglasville, PA. Thank you, everybody.
All right, let me move the table back and we'll get ready for some interviews.
We had some good bowling down on 39 and 40. Matt Buckwalter hit an 800 series. Good job, Matt.
Not you, Matthew. Not you.
Sorry, that was a 278, a 280, and a 242 for an 800.
All right, we are here with our handicap division champion, Brian Brandt. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was some outstanding bowling there in the 10th. First off, did you know you had a double?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Did you think you were going to double, like, after you threw the first ball and it was going down the lanes? You knew it was a little inside?
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to strike?
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Your second shot, you pured it. So I'm sure you knew you were going to
Yeah.
strike. That's some good bowling. That's some good bowling. So, PJBT major pattern number 7. How'd you play it?
So I actually played it a few different ways. First, I went with my code black and just went pretty angular. Sometimes we'll throw it between second and third. Sometimes we'll throw it third.
Okay.
And then I'd also get my pitch black and throw it straight. Sometimes would do good, sometimes wouldn't.
What ball were you using there in the finals?
Code black.
Code black. How many years have you been bowling?
A year and a half.
That's it. From what I understand, this is only your second tournament ever. Is that
Yep.
correct? Look at that. You're already a tournament champion. A major champion at that yet. So where do you bowl out of?
I bowl out of Palmyra.
Palmyra? Okay. All right. So who do you want to thank for your victory?
All right. I want to thank Justin,
Okay.
Scott Shirk,
I know Scott.
my papa,
Yeah.
because he coached me a lot. My dad for being my supporter.
Who brought you today?
My parents.
I just got a thumbs up. So are we going to see you more often now this
Probably.
season? Okay. We got to get you some EFT clothing.
Yeah.
Now. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the $300, I believe it was, scholarship for first place today, Mr. Brian Brandt. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Oh, one last question.
Yeah.
When you win your first tournament, you get to decide where's dinner. So where's dinner?
I have no clue
If
yet.
it's someplace good, I might show up.
I have no clue yet.
Okay. Well, let me know before I leave. All right. All right. I'll let you get out. We'll bring
right.
Trevor in.
Thank you.
All right. Taking home the title today in Major Number 1, Season 24 in the Scratch Division, we have Mr. Trevor Ashby. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I will be the first to admit, I didn't really like the line you were playing in the finals. I thought you were way too deep, especially because I know what the handicapped kids were throwing. And there was one kid that was throwing plastic, so he was dragging some oil down the lane. I'm like,
Yeah, I kept my eye on that. Where like obviously I'm focused at the task at hand, is
Yes.
bowl my opponent, but I was keeping my eye on the pair next to me with the carry down and all that from the plastic. But I didn't like the way I was playing either. But I thought that was like maybe it would come around the corner a little bit harder and maybe get some continuation. But obviously that didn't work. It went light a couple times and missed the head pin, but these events are hard to win. They're
They are.
especially the majors. They're my favorites because I think that's anyone you want to win a major.
Yep.
But it's tough, and we bowled on a really hard pattern. So
Yep. So
yeah.
how did you play it today? First off, did you know it was flat?
Yes,
Okay.
100%. I looked at the pattern first thing. I'm like, okay, it's like a 1.3 to 1. Higher in volume. Normally that means straight is greater. So that's what I started with on the fresh. And then as we got transition, I kind of played more of a fallback, like 25 to 10 kind of play. So again, it was difficult, but yeah.
Yeah, if I remember your scores, you didn't bowl too good the first two games, and then you started bowling a lot better.
Yeah, the first two games, that's what, whenever I was coming into the step ladder, or bracket that it was going to be a little bit challenging because my first few games were 157, 139
Yes.
on fresh before. And, I wasn't feeling too good after that. So then we get onto the TV pair, and I actually had some hook down lane, which is what I always look for in those flatter patterns, and where I think I could get a little bit deeper, but not too deep like what we saw. But yeah, I think straighter was greater on this pattern
Okay.
for most people.
So, are you still in you're still in high school or are you in
Yes,
college?
I'm going in my junior year.
Junior year, where?
I'm actually homeschooled.
Okay.
And I'm tracked to graduate early, so
Cool.
through GED program.
right.
So we'll see how
Excellent.
that goes.
What bowling center do you bowl out of?
Might sound surprising, Suburban Lanes in Morgantown, West Virginia. Definitely go check them out if you're in the area. They do everything, and they hold regionals and stuff. So
Really?
yeah, they hold tournaments.
What do you average down there?
House or sport? Because I do too.
Well, let's do both.
Let's do both. Okay. Sports shot, like they do sweepers. I probably average about, I'd say 180, 190. It's a tough house. And on house, I probably average about, we'll go like 210, 250.
Okay. All right. So who do you want to thank?
Oh, I wanted to make a shout out to my father. His birthday was yesterday.
Cool.
And,
Oh, I'm just like a Matt. Come here.
he's a perfect square. So, yeah. So
we're
happy
done.
birthday, Dad. I gave you a nice present from your dad jokes book that we gave you.
Yes. I'm telling Matt to tell the counter to turn the music off. Can't have
Yeah.
music on yet.
Yeah.
Not till we're done. All right. So I assume we're going to see you a little more often. I mean, it is a pretty far drive. from
Yeah,
where
it's
you're at.
usually about 3-4 hours
Yeah.
for us, and usually we're out of town for other like SYCs and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
like I'll try to get in as much as I can.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah, so yeah, definitely.
All right,
look forward to
ladies and gentlemen, taking home the title. Is this your first major
it. Yes.
tournament title win number?
2, I
Two?
think.
Okay.
2 or 3.
All right. Mr. Trevor Ashby. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yep. All right, we'll let Trevor step out. We'll bring Matt in, and we'll wrap
Yep.
this up.
Sounds good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice bowl. Okay. Well,
Off on the road again.
yes, we are. How about that? What a day today. 104 bowlers. Great start to our new season of the PJBT, season number 24. And kind of like the show, I like to think the first hour is now over. Next week, we'll have the second hour of the season. So make sure you join Jason next week. Girls only event next Sunday, September the 4th at Nellie Fox Bowl in Chambersburg.
Yep.
And that'll be the first girls only event. And then the PJBT will pick back up 2 weeks from today. On September 11th, we'll be at J Lanes in Douglasville. And then the following week is our second major of the season at ABC East Lanes in Harrisburg. So if you don't have a copy of our schedule, it's all on our website, pjbtbowlingseries.com. Make sure you check it out there, and our information page on Facebook.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Hey, let's go home.
Sounds good. Everybody have a great week, and we will see you in 2 weeks on live stream. All right, we'll see you then.
See ya.